How do you extend your ponds if you're trying to increase your production? We're going to answer that type of question in this video. Do like and subscribe to the channel. My name's Tim, we're here in Rukungiri, Uganda, and I'm going to be talking you through pond development and construction. Once you've set up your fish farm, what's the next stage? So do like and comment. Maybe you could tell us what sort of business are you involved in? Are you looking to expand? How are the challenges as you see it? I'm always interested to hear and to feedback. So do comment, and that would be great to see that. So here with Ahmed, it's the end of the day. This is going to be the end of our trip, I think. Got another video potentially in the pipework for you, but you can see there's a lot of mud, and I'll just give you the orientation. So we're actually on the PS's farm, so he's quite an important person, and he models agriculture in the district. He's got some fantastic innovations up there. So this is a small pond that he built himself, which is quite impressive in the sense that it's not an easy thing to do to build a pond, and we've actually stocked it with rad fingerlings, which I love. So in this pond we've got about 500 fingerlings, and then there's another pond over there where he puts some there's some catfish. You might be able to just see it in the distance. But there are improvements you can make as any business as you expand, and this is one of them. So Pauson over here taking a selfie. He's looking to help this group of labourers to just cooking their dinner because it's getting late in the day, to expand the pond. So we're sort of midway through. So first thing you need to do, you need to sort of prepare your ground. So you can see here, this is actually a stand of eucalyptus. And we've got some more eucalyptus remaining here. So this is, you need to get rid of your trees. Eucalyptus is one we're very happy to get rid of when we're building ponds, because it's not great for the natural environment, because in this wetland area or this damp area, normally they plant them and they actually dry up the region. So a wetland, this isn't necessarily a wetland, but a wetland turns into dry land, and quite destructive. So get rid of your trees. So you can see the eucalyptus here being chopped down. They're not native to this country. Put your line, so you can see the line that comes along, and you sort of start digging your banks. So what they're doing here, and believe me, this is really hard work. I've done some of this before. And you basically dig up your embankments into piles, and then you have to shovel it from, so there's a pile there. That pile's going to have to be shoveled on top. You can see there's another pile there that's going to have to be shoveled on top. And this gentleman, he's coming along and he's just spreading it out and getting it nice and level. And then when you get to a certain height, you need to start putting sacks in. And what you'll do is you'll fill up get some second-hand sacks. In this case, they're using a mixture of animal feed sacks, but there's one over there, so which Ahmed's standing on. You can just see it. That's actually a fish feed bag. Excuse me, Pauson, let me just squeeze. I'm making him run. I feel bad. Thank you. You okay? Anyway, well, that was funny. Yeah, so see the men piling up here. So they're going to get some sacks over there, and they'll fill them with some of this loose soil, and they'll compact it. And then they will stabilise the banks. You can see at the moment they've just opened this up here to drain any water that was coming in. And then here's the pipe. So this is where you're going to control the water flow. So you decide where you want your inlet to be, and then you put that in the inlet, and also at the outlet. So you want your inlet at the highest point where your water is. So it'll be around here, I think, where this. See, it comes down, and it was actually flowing down. And you can see they've blocked it. And then you want your outlet at the opposite corner, and at the lowest point. Now, the reason you want it at the opposite corner, if you can, is because you're trying to mix the water as much as possible. So when water comes in, it's got to travel the greatest distance, and as it does so, it mixes the water, and the stuff that's going out is the lower quality water. And there is a way to do it actually. So you put pipes. You have to use a few more pipes, but then you can actually suck the water from the bottom of the pond, which is the one that's not fertilised. It's full of sediment, and is not as good quality, less oxygen. That's the water you want out your pond, and the stuff in the greener stuff, which is full of oxygen as well, you want that. So yeah, so pond management in terms of water control and your pipes is an important thing. And it takes a skill thing, so Pauson knows what he's doing. He'll come and educate these gentlemen. So, and then once they've cleared it, they put the sacks, they'll put some tarpaulin at the lower part of the bank. And then you sort of wait for the water to fill. So yeah, that's generally how you're doing your ponds. It's not that complex, it's just to do it well is difficult and it takes a great deal of skill. It might not look like much, but just knowing sort of the lay of the land, is the water going to be held back, that type of thing, that takes a lot of skill. And Pauson's a dab hand in that, he's got a lot of experience, so he's able to oversee and manage what looks like digging a hole and putting dirt in certain places. But you know, when you're practicing, often we find farmers have you know, made a valiant attempt, you know, because I love the bird, the protection from the birds and things, but there's some things that you can improve on, and that's essentially what we're doing here, because this pond doesn't have all the features of this new pond in terms of water control and siting and sloping of the bank, protection of the edges, that type of stuff. And then in this pond that I showed you over a moment ago, this is the catfish pond. So there's lots of catfish in here. I've seen them before being fed, and there's quite a lot, and they're quite impressive. So yeah, so this is, I like seeing this an expansion project. For us as RAD, I'm very excited that we've got RAD fingerlings in here, and you know, the PS is very interested in innovation and showcasing the best of what agriculture has to offer. And you know, we in a sense are very much aligned to that. So it's good to be on a farm which is, you know, of course the income is important, but that isn't necessarily the main priority here. It's more about demonstrating what's able to be achieved in a capacity. So yeah, good to see that, and good to see you supporting this video. So if you've got this far, not many people, not everybody gets to the end. There's a rare, you know, it's what's like 10% of you. Do like, subscribe, and comment. I just thought it'd be nice to finish with some fish being fed, because that's what this is about. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed this, and we'll see you on the next one. Just finishing off by feeding the fish. You'd like to see this. Tilapia from RAD, nice and big and ready to eat. I think the PS will probably just eat them when he fancies, gets harvesting, but yeah, they're doing pretty well. Good work, Pauson. Very nice. And then the catfish, lastly.